One more day until it's football time in Tennessee. Now, look, we normally don't start the show this way, but I know y'all saw that Summit Blue on these jerseys for Saturday. Hey,
Ooh.
term. I'm trying to tell you, nobody knows about that Pat Summit Blue. Pat would
Oh,
approve, my boy.
sir. Absolutely.
Hey, man, I am so excited for the one more day. I know it's just UT Martin. We've said this all week, but y'all, it's another Saturday on Rocky Top. Man, I am more than excited. This is the One More Day episode.
It's the Northander set to race onto the field. The Marlins will be pouring the giant sea that stretches from that north inbound on a cold day becoming Glendo as the Big Orange sets to race on the Shield Buskins Field, ladies and gentlemen, and wherever you are.
I'm just so looking forward to Saturday, bro. It's something about when
Dude.
them boys strap the pads up, and we got to go play somebody else that don't look like us.
It's just different, man. It hits different every time. I don't care who we're playing.
It don't matter, bro.
It don't matter.
Uh, um, man, I think that Saturday the environment's gonna be set again because Tennessee fans. I mean, we could be playing Tusculum College, bro. It's gonna be sold out.
Dude, it's crazy right now. I was looking on All Vols earlier just for fun.
Yeah,
Bro, there are no tickets left.
like it's sold
Season
out.
tickets. I'm
Oh,
talking
for
about for
next year,
next year, bro.
bro. I saw
All
something today too. Speaking of
God,
season tickets, basketball this year, their goal was 15,000 season tickets. Let me remind y'all something. Thompson Bowling sits, I think, 21,643 people. Their season ticket goal was 15K. They're only like 200, 300 people
dude,
off. It is crazy, man. Like the energy in Knoxville, bro, is
it's
different.
unbelievable.
It's
It's different.
different.
It's
It is
different,
so
man.
different, man. And so, man, just starting off this week, this show, the one more day. Y'all know what we do on this one, man. We talk all things from the rest of the week. Josh Heupel had a press conference yesterday. Man, we're going to talk a little bit about just how good is this offense, and we haven't seen Cedric Tillman. I mean, we're going to talk all about what ESPN is saying, not only about how Tennessee is playing, but also about a little scuffle that kind of came out towards the middle of the week that we kind of glanced over, but it's kind of a big deal, and it seems
Yeah.
like we'll see kind of what that plays out, but we can't wait to get to that. And then, man, we're going to end and wrap this show up talking specifically about, can you believe that 6 games in, one, we're 6-0, but with 6 games left, the implications of what we can accomplish? Like, can this team actually make the SEC championship? Who knows? We're going to dive into it. And then obviously, we got to get to our final score predictions just to wrap this week up with UT
For
Martin.
sure.
So, man, Josh Heupel had a press conference yesterday.
Yep.
And in Josh Heupel fashion, it's 8 minutes of like, all right, y'all, can we wrap this up so I can get back in the film room?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like,
They asked him about Cedric Tillman, and he was like, anybody else on the injuries? Because we all know what Josh Heupel's going to say when he's asked about injuries.
oh, always.
We'll know more later in the week, Friday, Saturday before game time. We'll know more.
It never
First
fails, bro.
time,
I feel like he says that every single time.
every time. I don't know why we keep asking.
I don't either. I have no idea. But I think the anticipation for this week, again, I've said it all week, it's to beat the crap out of these guys and stay healthy. Um,
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it is cool. There was something that also came out yesterday, man. Vol Nation is just different. We are really truly not just what we talk, like we are who we exactly who we say we are, we are. And that's not just the energy that we see on Saturdays or throughout the week during even volleyball games or anything.
Yeah.
But there was a need, a UT Martin Skyhawk football player,
Oh, yeah.
his family was actually in the path of, I think it was the hurricane that just happened down in
Mhm.
South Florida, and his family lost everything. And in Vol Nation fashion, not only did UT Martin reach out for help, Danny White then
Yeah.
retweets it on Twitter. And what happens? Vol Nation comes in and starts donating to this GoFundMe and to this campaign to build a financial campaign for this kid on an opposing team. For everybody that says, "Oh, Tennessee fans suck, Tennessee fans this and that," even if it was an Alabama guy, we would probably do the same thing because it's just who we are, man.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
this is just another level of like, it's just, I mean, let's even think about Zakai Ziegler last year. We literally
Absolutely.
built and bought his mother a house after
Mhm.
their house fire. Like, this is just what we do, man. And so I thought that that was an incredible look for the university. Incredible job by Danny White to push this, because at this point, I feel like if Danny White was to say, everybody go to your local Walmart and buy every chocolate bar, like, Tennessee fans would do it. Like, that's how
That's
crazy.
that's
Like, you know
so
what I'm saying?
accurate, though.
So it's like what Danny White says is what we're gonna do.
Danny White might as well be the mayor of Knoxville.
Oh, bro. Like, why is Kane the mayor, bro?
100%.
Glenn Jacobs. Um, man, this week has been such a week of highs and lows. I feel like we're coming off this high beating Alabama, but now I feel like as the game is tomorrow, I had to refocus my brain to say, I understand it's a bye week technically, but we got to
Mhm.
play. We got to play tomorrow, and
Yeah.
we can't come into this game just expecting to beat the crap out of them like we should. We got to play,
Mhm.
and we got to make sure that what we do, and in everything we do, every snap, we hit them in the mouth. But like you said, Josh Heupel mentioned something about Cedric Tillman. Man, let's like talk about Ced for a second. We've
Yeah.
now had Cedric Tillman played 2.5 games for Tennessee. And in those 2.5 games, he had almost 250 yards passing. I think he had what, two, three, four touchdowns.
Yeah.
Uh, and
I man, you gonna call me crazy right here, but I think Cedric Tillman being out for 3 games or 3 weeks has helped Hendon Hooker grow.
oh, I
Because you
don't
you look at
disagree with that.
those first 2.5 games, Tillman's the guy. Like, if
Yeah,
he's gonna hit anybody, he's more than likely he's gonna hit Tillman,
yeah,
and it forced him to, scan the field, keep his eyes down the field, look at Brew, look at Jalen,
yeah,
and he still favors that right side. I mean, you can tell he throws it to Keaton all the time. But
yeah.
I think that helped him tremendously, Tillman being out those first 2.5 games. So Tillman coming back, his number one guy, it's dangerous. We thought
Let's
our
put.
offenses was cold now. I mean, you bring Tillman back in the picture, you open up so many more possibilities. That's not a diss on Ramel Keaton at all. Ramel Keaton been killing the game. I'm just saying, you bring Tillman back in the game, it adds a whole other level, in
He
my opinion.
does. He does, man. And like, you see the question. I mean, like, you jumped right in, and it's true. Like, what does said bring back to Tennessee? Like, it's just another weapon that somebody has to worry about. Like, at the beginning of the year, you saw so much shading towards
Mhm.
Cedric Tillman's side of the field. Now you've got two, three really dominant forces where, hey, Alabama, congratulations. You shut down Brew McCoy, but you forgot about Jalen Hyatt. So it's like
Right.
the rest of the year, there's no way that that anybody should stop. When Cedric Tillman re-enters the lineup, you then have a guy in Brew McCoy who now Hendon 100% trust. I mean, just look at the ball he threw up on that 15-second drive. I mean, dude, that ball was late as it could have been. I'm not even gonna
Mhm.
lie. But
Mhm.
Brew went to make the play. They trust each other. It's a different level of trust now. You got to always account for Jalen Hyatt because he's gonna take the top off the defense regardless. And now
Well,
you got another guy, Cedric, coming back, who's a possession nightmare.
Yeah, and I think Tillman being out, like I said, has helped Hendon Hooker get to know his other receivers. I mean, he throws to these receivers in practice every day. Don't get me wrong, so he knows them. But you know just as much as I do playing sports growing up, playing in game and practice completely different.
It's different,
You
bro.
got that other gear in the game, and if you notice in the first 1-2 games, first couple games, Tillman's having a hard time hooking up with Brew, hooking up with Hyde on them deep balls. He's either overthrowing or underthrowing. And I don't know, Tillman being out, I mean, we seen it last week. He's throwing dime balls to Hyde. Dime
Dimes.
balls.
He's
It's
literally, but Jalen Hyatt's literally telling him, hey, Cinco, throw it as far as you can, and I'm going to go get it.
yeah, absolutely.
When you got a guy like that, that's probably the most reassuring thing. If I was playing quarterback and I had a guy like Hyatt and I see him in one-on-one, I'm throwing it regardless. I don't even care. If
Yeah.
anything, it's going to be an overthrow.
Yeah, because the thing about Hyde is, I mean, it's just like in the Alabama game. He as a safety, that safety's sitting there. Jalen Hyde's running full speed. You ain't gonna catch up.
No.
And if you do, you're gonna be in the NFL top 5 draft
Exactly.
pick if you can go from dead
Because
stop to yeah.
Jalen Hyatt is building himself an NFL campaign for next year. I promise you. I thought we were going to get him to stay 2 more after this year. Nah, he's gone. I mean, in all honesty, if he was really, really wanted to, this brother got 10 touchdowns. If he scores 5, 6 more touchdowns for the rest of the year, why wouldn't you leave now? He's not going to, I don't think.
Mhm.
But who knows, man? Who knows with these kids now? And you know, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, man. We were talking in the sense of NIL has changed a ton of things within college sports. Not
Mhm.
just the fact that it's offering more business opportunities, it's offering more influence and publicity for the athlete, but
Mhm.
now it's giving athletes an opportunity to say, "Hey, I really can complete my degree because I'm sitting here making $700,000."
Right,
Like,
absolutely.
why not finish my degree, play 4 years at the university I've dreamed at playing, and then I'll go make my millies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's created a culture of, hey, you're getting paid big money now. Just finish school. Like,
Yeah,
if my
absolutely.
son was in college and getting NIL money like Bryce Young, I'm like, bro, listen, the millions, like millions on millions on millions are coming. Right now, you are a millionaire because
Mhm.
one, you went to school for free and you're being paid millions now to represent this school and yourself and our family. I'm like,
Mhm.
son, get the degree, stay there, make that bread, bro.
Yeah. And
So
man, kind of back on the Tillman thing, you know something I think that Tillman brings to the table that we haven't seen much of, and I just now got to thinking about it. And it could have been, offensive scheme with Heupel and Golish, but we haven't seen a lot of wide receiver screens like we have in the beginning of the season. And
no, you're not wrong.
I think Tillman brings something to that wide receiver screen game. Nothing against Keaton, but Tillman's just a bigger guy, more physical guy, and he
Yeah.
can he can he can break that first tackle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me pose this question to you though. Do you think we're not seeing as many because said didn't necessarily in my and maybe I'm just remembering wrong,
Mhm.
but I don't remember Cedric Tillman getting a ton of screens, but I do remember him blocking for a lot of screens.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You hit Hyde on a screen and you got Tillman blocking.
Yeah.
And I
And
I think that's another reason that Tillman sticks out so much
yep.
is not just because he's a phenomenal wide receiver, but the fact is this dude can block.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. And I wonder, man, if we'll see a lot more of that. I mean, the playbook, dude. Oh my gosh. I have seen some things this year that I'm just like, it's almost becoming too casual for me to be like, man, he about to draw something crazy up. Like, I'm just like,
Yeah.
this dude, Josh Heupel
Yeah.
and Alex Golish, man, they are unbelievable play callers. And so, yeah,
And you know my favorite thing, man, that we've started doing here recently, and we've talked about this a lot.
what's that?
I love I love using the running backs in the passing game, and we've started
Oh
picking up
man.
on that.
Yes. I love the little flat routes. I love it. I love that when we've got too high and the X receiver who's on the left side of the field is all the way split out. and
Yeah.
we've got too high. They're pushed all the way to the sideline, and
Mhm.
we send Jabari on a little and he runs out, hike the ball, just a quick screen out there to him.
Yeah.
I love that because I've not seen us run that yet and him not get at least 7.
At least, yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
it's a run, it's a glorified run, but you're
Mhm.
forcing that inside linebacker. If they're
Mhm.
playing man, you're gonna know it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you can't tell me if I know this, and obviously I love football. I look at football like a coach, but you can't tell me that they ain't showing this on film
Mhm.
to hit you with something nasty in the coming weeks. Maybe they
It
saving it for Georgia.
it's like that. It was, God, I think it was Florida game, man. We've ran screen, screen, wide receiver, screen, and you got what we're doing in our screen. We're motioning our tight end out of the backfield, and he's going to block that corner.
Yep.
Well, what do we do a quarter later? Here comes Jacob Warren. Okay, he's
Yep.
motioning, fake the screen. Ain't nobody on him. He's ran a wheel route,
Wide
just right
open.
wide open, right behind the corner.
Just
D-
running
It's just,
people.
it's just
He's just
crazy.
leading people open, man. Like
Yeah,
I would love to sit in a meeting and just be a fly on the wall and listen to what they talk about because them dudes are geniuses, bro.
man. It'd be like some of it. I probably, are y'all speaking Spanish? Like,
Facts.
what we talking about?
Facts. I mean, bro, ESPN cannot stop talking about Tennessee. Like,
Oh, I know it's Thursday, and I was on the phone with you earlier, and you're like, man, they're still talking about Tennessee.
dude, they're talking about all kinds of things. Like, this feels like it used to.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sitting here watching it today. Just I was watching First Take and then the Keyshawn J show, whatever the name of the show is. Keyshawn's interviewing Hendon Hooker. And Hendon Hooker says something in the show that still just the only word I can think of is it baffles me that they truly think that they are still not playing their best football. And the
Mhm.
resume speaks for itself. Is that the confidence in their coach telling them, hey, y'all, we ain't done? I think so. Because I'm
Mhm.
sitting here like, as a fan, I'm like, let's end the season now. I don't want to see no more. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, end the
Yeah.
season because I've seen what I needed to see, but they're not satisfied, And Hendon Hooker and when Cedric Tillman gets back, just imagine how much more they're going to be talking about Tennessee. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's crazy, dude. I turn on ESPN. I'm not used to seeing us on there.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
not used to that.
It's weird. I don't like to get ahead of things or talk about things in the future. But I mean, it's kind of hard not to talk about it when everybody else is talking about it. Like people talking about us not just in the SEC championship, but the playoff. Like,
Playoff,
bro,
man.
if you'd have told me 3 months ago that we'd be sitting here 6-0, Hendon Hooker was the front runner for the Heisman, and that we're getting talked about the college football playoff, I'd call you an idiot, straight up.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the front runner conversation, man, there was an awesome segment actually with uh, Dan Mullen and Emmanuel Ancho. They were all on there just chopping it up about it. And they said he is the clear cut Heisman Trophy winner. They
Yeah.
say, I mean, even with a loss to Georgia, they're saying if his numbers are where they need to be and he plays well and it's like a loss like the Alabama game, no reason why he doesn't still win the Heisman.
Mm-mm.
Um, and they say, especially if he gets to an SEC championship, college football playoff, he's winning the Heisman Trophy. And for me, it's like I've sat here and watched it all year, and it's still surreal to me, man.
Well, and that, I mean, even preseason, he's always been in the talk, but I mean, we talked about it. I'm sure we've talked about it in one of our early episodes. For
Yeah,
Hendon Hooker to have a shot in Heisman, we're gonna have to make it to the SEC championship or the playoff. And
oh
here
yeah,
we are, 6 games in. I'm not saying we're sitting pretty, but we're sitting a lot better than I thought we would be.
yeah. Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you somebody who I don't think is sitting pretty, and that's Jermaine Burton from Alabama. Video surfaced, man. in the middle towards the end of this week, him actually striking one of our own lady volunteers. Uh, just pitiful. Like I know you frustrated, bro, but you ain't got to lay hands on nobody. And it sounds like they are trying to convey that, oh, all the fans were rushing onto the field and
She
player safety. And I'm like, come on, man.
she ain't doing nothing to you.
I'm
You
like,
just
come
mad
on,
because
man.
you lost, bro. Come on.
I'm like, come on, man. Like, bro, I know you frustrated. Don't put your hands on her. Put your hands on the dude that ran in front of her,
Yeah, and
punk.
you do it to a dude, whatever, man. I mean, all right,
You a
cool.
punk.
Don't do it.
You a punk.
Yeah, you are
So
straight up.
I was just like, man, I mean, I saw that on ESPN as well. It's like so many things surrounding what happened last week. It's both encouraging to see that the media is respecting Tennessee again, but
Hmm.
it's also weird and makes me like be like, stop talking about us, bro. I mean, everybody's saying like, man, we're gonna cruise past Kentucky, should beat Georgia. I'm just sitting here like, y'all, we got to play just like they do. We got to put our draws on. We got to put our pads on. Now, guess what? They ain't going to have on that we going to have on. They ain't going to have on no dark mode. They ain't
And
going to
man,
have on. They ain't going to have on no dark mode.
man, if anything, they're gonna be man. If anything, they're gonna be playing harder. I mean, you got a number 3 beside your name. People gunning for you.
Oh, yeah. But the thing that I can honestly say, we got a 3 beside our head, but man, we still play with this chip on our shoulders because I think that these kids need and they want more, bro. They want more. They want the
Yeah,
smoke.
yeah. Tired of getting made fun of. Tired of being
Yeah.
a laughing stock of the SEC. If you want my
Bro,
honest opinion.
exactly, exactly. And dude, this just makes me more excited to see when the expansion happens and Texas and Oklahoma come over. How do they split those two up? Like who's coming to the east and who's going to the west? I could honestly see what makes sense in my head is I can honestly see Texas going to the West simply
Hmm.
because that Alabama Texas game has been something like it. The A&M and Texas game was a thing, and yet they canceled that. Remember, and so and I can honestly see Oklahoma coming because of the games that we had with them in the
Yeah,
East. I can see Oklahoma coming to the East because 2015 and 16 when we played them home and away, man, that was nuts.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
let me pose a question to you, bro.
Okay.
So 6 games in, 6 games left.
Yep.
Realistically, don't talk as like, oh, they've been playing good. They gon' blah blah blah. Realistically, from your point of view, where do we finish? What does it look like when we're 12 games in? What is Tennessee ranked and what's on the line?
I see an 11-1 Tennessee team. That's what I see. Saying that, I'm not saying we could not be 12-0. Saying that, I'm not saying we could be 10-2. I think 10-2 is the absolute floor, though. Like,
I agree.
but me personally, I said 10-2 at the beginning of the season, and right now I think 10-2 is the floor. But I think 11-1 is what I think, and I just think that Georgia, man, it's gonna be tough in Athens, and I don't know, man. I still think with a loss to Georgia though, man, with our resume, I still think we're top 4. If it plays out the way that I'm thinking in my head, Kentucky comes in, they got a bye, so they're going to be ranked 22. That we beat Kentucky, that is our 5th top 25 win of the season.
Yep.
I mean, the resume, even with a loss to Georgia, our resume is going to beat anybody else in the daggum NCAA, bro.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, especially Ohio State and like the Clemson and all them. I
Yep.
mean, I don't know. I think 11-1, and I think 11-1, and I think we just gotta hope and just see what happens in that SEC championship game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I kind of say the same thing. I see 11-1 too. And I'm trying to decide if I'm saying I see 11-1 because I don't want that target on our back, and then that one
Mhm.
loss be in like the SEC championship or the college football playoff, possibly, like whatever, And I'm trying to decide if I'm saying that out of fear or if like I really feel like 11-1 because, bro, Georgia ain't showed me nothing. They ain't showed me nothing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they showed me the first game of the season that I was like, oh, snap, Georgia is still Georgia. And then over the course of the year, it feels like they've gotten worse.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but
everybody's talking about, like, about the whole Tennessee-Bama game. Like, Georgia fans, you hear them talking about, like, oh, well, Bama's defense is terrible and all this stuff. They were 7th in the country when we played them.
what's Georgia's defense currently?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'd have to look it up.
I'm about to actually look that up because I'm interested. Does
I don't know, man.
number 3 in total defense.
See, but I'm not. I don't know, man. I'm not worried.
Kentucky is number 14.
I'm not worried about scoring on Georgia. I mean,
I'm not worried about scoring on anybody.
No. And I think, which we thought this last year, and then they came out and for some reason tried to hurry up on us. But I think Kentucky's going to be. I think the Kentucky game is going to be try to be a keep away game for Kentucky. I think they're gonna hold the football. They're gonna run the football, and they're gonna snap the football with about 2 seconds on the play clock every time.
Dumb for you because you're gonna go 3 and out. Because if you're not gonna run the football, well,
no. See,
and
that's the thing, man. People talking about like, oh, Tennessee's defense is trash. Our secondary, they're not the best. They're okay, but our front seven,
nice.
Our front seven's pretty nice.
They nice.
I mean, we held a Jamar Gibbs under 120. I mean,
nah, not just him. The whole running back.
The whole.
Like let's come correct, Turner. We're not gonna the whole room, dog.
And I'm not talking Ford or anything. I know it's UT Martin week, but Kentucky, Will Levis ain't gonna escape 9 QB hurries like Bryce Young did.
I don't think so.
Stetson Bennett ain't gonna get away from 9 QB hurries like Bryce Young did.
Mm-mm.
Spencer Rattler ain't gonna get away like Bryce Young did.
Nah. We played against an NFL top 5 pick last week, dog.
Absolutely.
And the people think Will Levis is that too. And I'm just like, dude, I'm tired of that. But anyways, let's say you beat Georgia. Let's say we beat Georgia on November 5th in Athens. Does Tennessee win the SEC championship? Do they play Alabama again? Does Alabama lose another game to Ole Miss or to anyone, and someone else sneaks in? Like, can Tennessee win the SEC championship if they successfully complete the mission in beating Georgia?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I've got kind of mixed feelings about that whole thing, and it could be anything, but I don't know. I'm just thinking about past, and every time Alabama gets that one loss, they always come out a different football team from then on. But if they keep playing the way they're playing, I know Ole Miss really ain't played anybody, but if they keep having those 17, 18 penalties a game, I mean, watch out for Ole Miss. I mean, I'm not saying it's not impossible. Like, I know Ole Miss has got a tough road ahead of them, but.
Yep. And hey, and I'll tell you this, Austin, too, bro. Anything can happen in the Iron Bowl.
Absolutely.
I know Auburn's terrible, but anything can happen in that game. I promise you.
Yeah.
And they still got to play an LSU team who looked nice last week.
They did, man. I mean,
I'm telling you, bro, who knows? Who actually knows? But can Tennessee do it? Can they beat Georgia? And Turner, I'm going to say this, bro. You tell me if I'm crazy. Tennessee beats Georgia. We are the number 1 team in the country.
There's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
You beat Georgia, you jump Ohio State. You are the number 1 team in the country.
Yes.
I mean,
coaches
even
poll,
this,
probably
Turner,
not. AP poll, yes, 100%.
Turner, hypothetically, You lose to Kentucky and beat Georgia. You're the number one team in the country. They're not going to make that. They're not going to allow that. But you are the number one team in the country.
I mean, you've beat the two best teams in college football.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I seen something. I think it was Locked On Balls that did it, or it might have been VolQuest. I can't remember what it was, but they did strength of schedule. Ohio State was 129th. We're 9th.
That just gives me more fuel to hate those guys.
I know you said it in the last episode, but bro, give me Ohio State.
Give me Ohio State. And I want every Ohio State fan listening. We want the smoke. Trust. Big trust. Bro. I know last episode I was telling you I forgot about the clip. And I was talking about the clips. We're talking about Hendo Cinco. My man Jason Swain was talking about Hendon. And now, anytime, y'all, after a game, you're going to get this clip. If Hendon Hooker was indeed exactly what Jason Swain is about to say, y'all going to get this clip, okay? Check this out. This is just the truth. Every time Hendon does something, think about this. Hendon to Jalen Hyatt 5 times. Think about this.
Hendon is throwing the hell out of the ball.
You feel me? Okay. Anytime that Cedric Tillman gets back and Hendon hits him for something, just think about this.
Hendon is throwing the hell out of the ball.
But you can't forget about Ced, right? So when Ced gets back and the boy catching his own touchdowns, Hendon's still throwing the out of the ball. But what is Ced doing?
Tillman has gotten better, folks. Tillman has gotten better.
You better not forget it. You better not forget it. Tillman has gotten better. Man, Turner, as we wrap this episode up, man, it's all fun and games over here with Straight Up Tennessee. Y'all look, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, man. We on our way to 100 subs. We're on our way to 100 followers on Instagram. We surpassed 130 on Facebook. Man, go like our Twitter. Go follow us on Twitter, man. Continue to build this following, which is Straight Up Tennessee. Guys, we are becoming brand ambassadors for a couple of companies. So here in the next few weeks, man, we're going to start introducing you to some new and fresh companies who are amazing. I mean, you know, some of them you may not, but we will also be offering discount codes for swag and merchandise and different things, man, that you are going to be able to use with the promo code Straight Up Tennessee. So that is going to be a cool thing that we roll out here in a couple of weeks. Turner, before we completely wrap this thing up, man, final score predictions for Saturday's matchup against the UT Martin Skyhawks.
I'm going to change mine.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm gonna go more like you. I'm gonna say 52-9.
3 field goals?
Yep. 3 field goals. I don't think they see the end zone.
All right, I like it. Earlier in the week, mine was 48-7. I am going to only change that to 51-7.
Okay.
I'm gonna let them get their little touchdown when we put our little babies in, but them little babies be hitting, so I don't know. But 51-7 is what I'm going. Y'all, one more day, man. Tomorrow we get to see it. If you missed out on any updates, go back and watch some of our previous videos from this week. A lot of good things as far as midweek press conferences. Who is UT Martin anyways? We talk all about that on Tuesday and on Thursday. And thank y'all, man, for watching. Thank y'all for the love and the support, man. Honestly, y'all, we love y'all. We thank you so much. Again, the brand ambassadors things and the sponsors, man, like they are coming alongside of us so that we can offer things to you, our viewers, our family, our fans, not even fans, because we all fans, like we Tennessee fans. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, man. It's the one more day tomorrow, Tennessee.
Yes,
noon Eastern. UT Martin Skyhawks. For my boy
Gang,
Turn,
gang.
it's your boy Ruck. And it's straight up Tennessee, baby. We out.